Hello, Internet! This is Z Schrodinger's cat, and welcome to another episode of Finish the Base. I have been doing a bunch of stuff off camera as I've been sort of in between a bunch of other things, but I just kind of was like, I just kind of want to build, and so I did, and I built this big thing, big extension to this building, this kind of like tiered, you got this kind of this-wordly shape, like it comes up from here and like curves up like that on the all three of the things. And I got this just kind of I've been adding more of this clay in, mostly in place of the regular hardened stone. And I have been doing a bunch of little changes every week, each and every which way. I got this roof up here with the intention that there'll be like a doorway to a building here. It's got some pretty basic stairs. There's nothing here right now. Nothing special. Of course, there's a hole in the wall. The phone is ringing. Somebody's calling, but it's not for me because it's not my phone. I got this wall here. I'm gonna add some plants and stuff up here and some more sand in this kind of way because I was gonna have this be a balcony, but then I couldn't fit a door in it because it's like really tiny. So I figured leave it as a garden, and it might be a house tree, like kind of branching over. Got ceiling up here, this pillar coming down, supporting this here. I didn't originally have this pillar here, but it looked unsupported, so now it's there, and it looks marginally better. It still looks kind of unsupported, but largely because, well, there's no pillar here because this isn't symmetrical across here. So, yeah, but hopefully that will become less the way that it is if we continue building this building back and there's like an actual structure back here to support the weight of it. What other little changes did I do? Yeah, just like little changes, like I copied this pattern from here to here. I didn't do it there because I forgot. Let's see, I detailed this out a little bit more, brought it from half block to fourth block scale, a bunch of these little details over here. I added some straps to this roof up here so it's a little more in place and a little less shut up windows. Let's see, what else did I do? I don't think I did any more props. I tweaked this a little bit. I got rid of the ugly wire connector that was here, and like this ring, this like black ring was here on a block just like in the middle of nowhere because I needed it to be there. But now that I'm not playing in survival, it can be gone forever and we don't have to remember it at all. I am leaving some of this infrastructure in place for posterity's sake, just for funsies, just as a memorial to my fallen, memorial to my rage quit, basically. Let's see, what else did I do? I did it on that side too. I switched this out over here for the stone brick so that I could have some more consistency across the building because that was kind of a problem. And I think that's everything. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Now I want to work on this area up here, because this has been woefully unfinished for a while. Well, not a while, I don't know. A while it feels like to me. And I need a tower here, because I need one. I decided that I need one, and that is why we need it. And also because there's, like, it makes it feel like there's a giant hole in the building, because there's a giant hole in the building. So, I'm gonna bring this up. I don't know how far. I also don't know if this is the right choice of material as far as, I want to use the same, one of the material combinations that I've already used, and I think I'm going to go for this one down here, the alabaster and the clay, because I don't want to add a new one because we already have so much going on here, but I also want to have this alabaster be somewhere else on the building other than right here, or else it'll look weird and stand out. So, I am bringing it up here with alabaster, and I don't know, like I said before, I don't know how far I should be going with this. How much of a headache, scale-wise, do I want to make? That's actually pretty good. For a height, that looks pretty good. I got these shapes here, and I think they're alright. It's just going to be the front of the tower because it kind of comes back weird. Like this area up here meets with this line up here where there's going to be like more building or something. Well, regardless, there's probably going to be like a bigger building, like a bigger square that goes from this corner right here where these two collide, over to possibly like a little bit off this way, but this white part's just going to be the front. So yes, and I got these kind of three repeating O-shaped things, very modern, like modern architecture, fancy modern. But I think I'm going to bring this here, like back like this. I find it so weird that clay makes grass sound, but that's for another story entirely. If I just kind of like this so I can show the good people my idea for the thing, or what's it? Okay, not sure I'm a fan of that thing that's happening in my head that you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. But I maybe come here, back here with the this what word and have a window. Maybe like big ass window, big window, giganto, redefined definition of window, and then like lining it like that, maybe, or is that too dark? Is that too dark? Is that too much contrast? That might be too much contrast. Boston accent coming out there, contrast. Big questions. Big questions. Marble? What happens when I put glass in it? Like the whole thing. Glass up the whole thing. It's gonna take a while. Let's see. I'm actually thinking it might look better if I push it back 1/2 block. Yup, it looks better back like that, and also all of the other stuff that I did. Yeah, I got busy. This is not finished. This wall is very flat and needs more stuff going on, but I did add this like rim little thing and wall here and stuff, and with this little kind of setback fitting thingy. Wow, that was it's a good sentence. One of my best. I got these windows kind of separated. Definitely needed to break it up because it was one big long thing and there's going to be more floors and stuff. It's not going to be one big floor. That'd be weird. I've frozen. The loading in this world is becoming a bit of a challenge, especially loading in. There's a lot of tile entities. I don't have Tick Profiler because that's a server plugin, so I don't know how many tile entities, but I'm guessing it's a lot. Each bit block, every single bit block is a tile entity. In my past bases, I've had like 40,000, literally 40,000 at the end of it. So I did a similar thing in here, and I got these beams coming across. The idea is that there'll be a floor here, probably a fairly thin floor, potentially a glass floor for extra glassing. Or so at least so you can see this, or maybe like, I don't know, something so you can see the fancies, or maybe I'll cover it up, I don't know. But, yeah, I got these window details, stained glass in there with the different colors. Not entirely sure if I am happy with the corners being black like that, because they kind of stand out real bad, but whatever. It's good for now, it's fine for now, and it works out. So, now I need to figure out what to do, I guess either with the inside, or with the top? I don't know. I can't remember if this was here for the intro or if I mentioned this or whatever, but I'm continuing. I know this part was over here, but I'm continuing the slopes backwards, like in through this wall. I brought it here through, so this will be kind of like a covered walkway, and then there'll be more of like an exposed bit. And this up here will probably be the floor for this area, for this room right here with these big windows. So yeah, I'm just kind of continuing through the lines, and they're kind of merging together. I like how they're they're not exactly the same angle. They're slightly different angles, so they're kind of gradually coming towards each other. But my hand twitched. They're similar enough that it kind of creates this walkway effect, and yes, it's gonna give some character and all that with the angles and whatnot. did more stuff on the inside here. Kind of got these walkways, brought over the Azure stuff, and again, that pattern that I did in the cafeteria with the little grainy grates, that I'm gonna bring that across, but later, because it takes a long time. It's gonna be something I'm gonna gradually do. But I got these kind of supports in here, and I'm gonna have this kind of open area over here because it was weird. It was kind of a weird thing to put a floor here, so it seemed like a good idea to have this sort of open, and this will be a roof or something. And yeah, I got these kind of archways with glass, and I'm coming through here and balcony. They're kind of like a balcony effect here. I connected it up with this thing, brought this little thing, this pole over here, across here, brought these little straps here that I added here. I also added them over here and extended this roof up, so this is now all connected. And these are going to have doorways out this way to the main building, and then you'll just be able to see... I gotta add some sort of railing on here, but I'll do that later. And this is going to be more of a grander room. I think these will be more like offices, maybe? I don't know. I also connected it over here, I think? Yeah, I did connect it over here. And this place is starting to look pretty damn cool. You're starting to get really filled out here, especially when you're like in this. This is my favorite spot in the whole base. This spot right here is cool. It's very looming. All of the stuff is very looming. This room in here I've started to copy. I basically just copied what was on the other side of this to the inside. So this kind of room. What? I see you there. What you doing? What? I thought I had a bit in my hand, and that will give me the bit, but it did not. It lied. All right. There we go. Fixed. Never happened. You never saw it. No one ever saw anything. Okay, it's fixed. Okay, so I got this kind of copied over, kind of filling out this area. It was weird for a while. Now I want to try and figure out the inside of here. So I got these going on. I'm not sure if I want to... Let's see. Maybe I want to bring these out like this to give us some depth, because we don't really have a long way to go. We do have up here, we have a few blocks worth, but up here we have very little room. I mean, we have it over here, but not over here, so depth is gonna have to come down. So maybe I'll bring these across over here. Those are there now, and I suppose before I detail anything else in this room, I should probably define the wall that's going to be over here, and I think I'm just going to do a straight wall like that. Is that going to look good to contrast against the diagonal walls, and also so that I don't have to build any more diagonal walls, because they're annoying. Let's see. That seems like it's okay. Why not? I don't really have enough environmental constrictions to tell me one way or another whether that's a good choice, so I'm just gonna do it. Follow my heart, follow my dreams. Okay, and then I have to extend these across, obviously, but that can come later, off camera. And then I'm probably gonna have another, like, layer of, like, these, like that. Placing things has become difficult. It's so difficult. Please, like that, right there, and then maybe I'll have some. Do I want to do that? It's definitely. It already seems like too big an area, but I guess it'll be okay. I can put something industrial here, maybe. And then it's definitely too big of an area to have open completely. So we'll put hallway here, and then at the end of hallway's door. Yeah, maybe that could work. It could, or it could not. I could have maybe a pathway going this over here to something else. And then I could mirror these on the other side and have the same angles, but going in that way. That could work. We're gonna need a good way to deal with the ceiling, because it is, again, like I said a billion times in the last clip, a very large space. So having a flat roof is gonna run into the same problems that we had over in that room, where we had to end up drilling a hole through the floor and having another, through the roof and having another floor and all that, but we can't do that here because we don't have the space. So we need to have this be the final roof, the ultimate roof, the 10 out of 10 Omega Elite roof, by having... Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I'm thinking maybe bringing this across here and have it be like really wrinkly roof with these things coming across the support beams, and then vents or something like that. Okay, that's a good curve as far as roof support goes. That should be something I should be able to copy without too much busyness, because that's the thing. I want this to be have depth and stuff, but I also don't want it to... that's gonna need some different workings around. Close my place, thank you. Alright, so I want to add depth and stuff and have this roof work over a large space, but I don't want it to just look like nonsense. So I think that'll do it. I think that's smooth enough to do it. That's interesting. I wonder... wow, that was quite the voice crack. I mean, it sounded even more like a 13-year-old boy going through puberty than I usually do. But I'm gonna try curving this all the way up. Like, all the way up. You know what I mean? This is starting to look super weird. What about if we change this to... No, that's not the right setting. What about if we change this to cyan clay? Maybe if we just do a little sampler just for the scene looking like what now? Now, that was a good sentence. 10 out of 10. Maybe? That's better. Wow. This is weird looking. Lights? Maybe? Potentially? Hold on. Because I have this, thing up here, these cobblestone bricks, but I think maybe, I think it blends too much into the brick around it, and that makes it look weird, so maybe if I put some lights up here, it won't look super horribly weird? Okay, I still don't know how I feel. I think these up here, this strip, it definitely breaks it up. I think it needs some horizontal breaking up, like across like this, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably not right. Okay. That could work. That's definitely an improvement, but I think I need to break up this a little bit more, but I can't do it as frequently as this because then it will get too busy considering how large the space is. So I might do every other, or just for, I mean, I guess for starters, I can start here and just do the sides, and then maybe some other interval. That's looking better. Kind of, I think. It's being broken up a little bit more, at least. I wonder what happens if I change this, because there's still a lack of contrast that's going on here. Changing that cyan clay out for the gray concrete was immensely beneficial to this whole thing. Much better. Much more interesting roof now, and you can actually see the different ripples, or, well, I don't know, whatever they're called. Supports? Whatever, because they're a different color, or a different, they contrast with this, and they contrast with this, and it's better, and I don't know why I didn't just do that from the start, but now I need to figure out a floor for this place. I brought this floor through, filled this in, sort of, still needs a little patching, but we'll figure that out later. This wall, I think was here last, I brought it up to match up there, and like, so there's no more holes, and I kind of, pushed it up against here, and, geez, what, I think the thing that we need to work on right now is this weird transition, because we kind of have this thing here, and I would get rid of it, like, it's not, we don't really need it for anything else, but I feel like it might add some interest if I had this sort of coming down, this wall section kind of separating the room a little bit, because it is a large space that we need to break up. So I'm thinking if I just fill this out, what I came up with for this thing, kind of got the same, well, let me get that out of the way, and that too, the same motif of the gray concrete and the bricks here coming around, kind of like a post or a pipe or something, I don't know. And I got a little bit of the cyan. I tried putting clay back there, but it looked just too much contrast, so I put clay, and I think it looks better. This wall's still terrible and unfinished. That'll be finished later. But I also did these little designs up here and over here to kind of fill up the space, because it was looking a little bland. So, yeah, and I did a similar thing down here, but that is all the time that I have for this episode. It's been a few days. So next time I'll probably finish out this area, maybe lag spike, definitely more lag spikes. I wonder how long this is going to go on. Woo, that was wild. So next time we'll work on this building more. So I'm going to say good day to you, Internet, and thank you for watching.